Do you ever get stuck with what to go out and take photos of? Do you sit there and think, I want to take my camera out, I want to go take some photos, but I've got absolutely no clue whatsoever what I want to go take photos of? Well, in this video, we're going to be looking at how to easily find photography inspiration so you don't have that problem ever again. Hi guys, Mandy here from the Photographer blog, bringing you photography tips to help you take better photos. And as I said, today we're going to be looking at easy ways to find photography inspiration so you don't find yourself in a rut thinking, okay, great day, want to go out with my camera, what on earth am I going to go take photos of? So let's get into it. Okay, so we're wanting easy ways to find photography inspiration. Now, day to day you will walk around and you will have photography inspiration in front of you every day. But it's so easy to say, right, I'm out here, I'm with the family, I'd like to come back another day on my own with my camera, and it's so easy to get back, put the kids to bed or have dinner, watch a movie, and then the next day it's gone, you've forgotten it. So my first tip is to have an inspiration folder. Whether it's a physical one or whether it's online on your phone, it doesn't matter, or a hybrid of the two, whatever works for you. But as you're going about your daily chores and daily activities, when you see something that you think, oh, I'd love to come back at another time and do that when I've either I've got time or I can come back on my own with my camera. So best thing to do is just to either take a quick photo of it on your phone or a quick note in your favourite productivity app, and just it's there for next time you pick up the camera. Street photography, for instance, if you go down to the local town or local city and you end up at a different shop in a different area you've not been before, and you think, oh, I'd love to come back here and have a look at the architecture or have a look at the street stuff that's going on, then just take a photo of the road name or make a note of the road name, and then you've got it for future reference. Same if you've got photography magazines, and you find something you think, okay, that's really interesting. If it's your magazine, you can rip it out, you can put it in a folder. If it's obviously not yours and you're at the dentist and you see it there, take a quick photo on your phone and again, save it for later, save it to your folder for inspiration. You'd be amazed at how much you go past each and every day, whether you're going food shopping or dropping the kids off or going to work, and you go past stuff every day that you think, that would make a really good photo, or I'd like to come back and see that in the daytime or in the nighttime. Well, don't let it slip by and forget about it, which is what I do all the time. Have a photography inspiration folder, whether it's something you put on the shelf and you've got it there to pick up, or whether it's just a ton of photos on your phone that you can stick to a productivity app. Find the way that suits the best for you and your life, and make a note of all those ideas that you come across each and every day as you go about your daily life. So inspiration folder, really great way for you to put your ideas down so you don't forget them. Next tip, looking at other photos or other photographers and getting inspiration off them. So you've got Flickr, you've got Pinterest, you've got Instagram, you've got Google. There are millions of photos out there that have been taken of different places. So important thing to note here is I'm not saying to totally copy what someone else has done. I'm just saying take inspiration from what they've done, whether it's the style that they've taken the photo in, or perhaps the area that they've taken it in. Maybe it's a different viewpoint, maybe it's somewhere you've been before but you've never thought of looking at it from that point of view. So it's really a case of having a look using the internet, and when you find something you like or a place that you like or a style that you like, whether it's black and white architecture or maybe coloured architecture, they'll appeal to you in different ways, or street or landscapes, whichever one it is, make a note of it. Again, see tip number 1 with inspiration folder. When you find something you like online, you can bookmark it, you can take a screenshot, whatever you want. Again, it's good to have it all in one place. Stick it in your productivity folder or app or whatever it is, and save it for later. So So great way for inspiration is to look at others, but again, as I say, we're not copying here, we're getting inspiration to do it in our own way, in our own style. Another great way to find photography inspiration is to not look at photography. So maybe the best thing to do is to look at other forms of art and get inspiration from those. So paintings, sculptures, textiles, anything like that, anything creatively that is not photography, have a look at that, because looking at it from a different point of view and from a different art perspective will definitely inspire you and help you grow in the way that you see your photos. So great idea for this is art galleries, museums, any place where you are going to find art. Go down, walk around without your camera but with a photographer's eye and say, well, how can these classic paintings inspire me to take photos in a different way, or inspire me to come up with new ideas to take photos. It's a great one that you wouldn't necessarily think, but try it out and you might just be surprised. Have a look at art that has nothing to do with photography and see how that can inspire you. So another great way is meeting up with people and being social. Things like photo walks or Instagram meetups, when you're meeting other people that are loving photography and taking a load of photos, but you're being social, you're chatting, you're getting to know them, you're sharing your ideas and tips and tricks, and you're getting their ideas and tips and tricks. It can be a great, fantastic day out to enjoy photography. I must admit, I tend to not take many photos when I'm on photo walks because I'm too busy chatting, getting to know people and having a really good time otherwise, and a coffee. So that's another great way of getting photography inspiration, is to meet with people and chat to them and get to know them. It will really inspire your photography and give you some great new ideas. And last but not least, you've got projects and or themes. This is a huge topic to look at for inspiration, but basically you can pick a project or a theme to see you through, say, a year, for instance, and then that you know when you're coming to do those photos that you've got ideas already set. You don't even have to think about them because you sat down and made that decision already. So there's things like project 365s or 52s or 12s where you take a photo either every day, every week or every month. Every day can be a little bit of pressure. I know I've tried that myself and I found it to be a little bit too much pressure, but the weekly or the monthly ones have worked out really great for me in the past. So pick yourself a time frame to do for the projects and the themes, and then pick a theme, whether you're going to shoot in black and white for the year on those times, or whether you're going to shoot portraits or selfies, something really challenging. So you're telling a story, but how are you going to tell that story of the same, say with selfies, what you're going to do each time to tell a story to make it look different. You don't want like 52 passport photos, you're wanting to be creative and tell a story with each and single one. So that's really it's really getting your inspiration going to think of something with that, but it's also really challenging for you as a photographer, and it will bring you on as a photographer as well. So are you going to shoot landscapes, because you never shoot landscapes, or street or architecture? So you could pick a genre like that, or you can challenge yourself and do something, maybe something like still life. Write down a load of ideas on something to take for still life. So you could have flowers, you could have food, you could have cooking, you could have jewellery, say everyday items even, or tech, anything like that. Write a load of them down. Seasonal is another good one. Write something like seasonal down. Write it all down on little pieces of paper, fold them up and put them in a jar. And then when it comes to your week or your monthly project that you're doing, pick one of them out of the jar, open it up, see what it is, and then there you go. Basically that week or that month you're going to be shooting whatever you picked out of the jar. So you've thought ahead of a load of different ideas, and then you put them in a jar, and then you pick them out randomly, and you're like, okay, I'm shooting cookery today. So what am I going to cook? Or the next day. So whatever it is for that week or that month that you're doing, it's a great way to come up with a load of ideas, stick them in a jar, and then you're still getting a surprise. You're not planned out ahead exactly what you're going to do, but then you can be a little bit spontaneous, coming up with an idea for jewellery. How can I stage jewellery to take a nice still life? How can I tell a story with it? So there's loads of ideas when it comes to themes and projects that you can give yourself more inspiration. It can be a little bit pre-planned ahead of time, obviously, if you're going to come up with some ideas, but you've got those ideas in your inspiration folder, haven't you? So you can write those down ahead of time and then stick them in a jar. It's a great way to get yourself excited about taking your camera out and seeing, well, what am I going to do today? Pick it out of the jar and then go for it, basically. So that's a great idea. And in the same way, if you're doing black and white for the year, you can collect a really nice collection of photos over those months or weeks that you've got to look back on at the end of the year. A nice progression, because you'll be shooting through different seasons and you'll be shooting different, like you could do landscapes, you could do portraits, you could do still life in black and white again, or you could do architecture and streets in black and white. So some things obviously lend themselves to black and white, and then there's others that don't obviously lend themselves but work really well. Try taking shots of flowers in black and white. That's really interesting because you think you'd be caught to the colour, but then when you do it in black and white, you're caught to the form or the shapes. So just remember that when shooting in black and white, the colour isn't the thing that's catching your eye, it's the shape and it's the form of what you're taking. So that can be really nice when you pick something like that, or if you never shoot street, then do street for a year, every month or every week. And then at the end of the year, you've got a really nice collection of images that you've taken, and you'll learn a lot about street. You'll see your progression from the first ones you've taken to the more recent ones and how you've grown in that period. So it could be a really nice thing to do. Similarly, if you're going to pick something, say like Christmas as your theme, obviously you're not going to be doing that throughout the year, but over the Christmas period and the holiday period, you can look at food and decorations and lights, where you're going with your family and the activities that you're doing over that time, and maybe do one a day in that case, and it's a lovely story that you then collect on that time of year and what you've been doing at that time of year. So that's a really nice other one as well. And again, it's something that you can think ahead about and plan out as much or as little as you want. So projects and themes, there are tons and tons of ideas out there that will help you get out your camera more and take more photos, but also to really help you grow as a photographer and learn a new technique. So there's some great ideas for you. I hope they've been helpful, and I hope they've given you some inspiration and some easy ways to find that inspiration. So if you've liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. And then if you haven't already, then consider subscribing to the channel and you'll never miss another one of these photo tip videos. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.